A Car Leasing Guide. Chapter 1. Leasing a car. Leasing a car/car lease. The big appeal to leasing may be low monthly payments, but the important factor to consider is the total cost of the lease. I've read experts touting both sides of the coin, some saying it's the greatest, hassle-free way to get a car, others saying you're throwing your money away because you don't get to keep the car and could be caught with large extra payments if they assess large depreciation damages. Check around for the best leasing deal. Be aware of any costs involved if you end the lease early or hidden costs in general. When you lease, you pay to drive a car owned by someone else. At the end of the lease, you give it back. Leases are negotiable just like buying a new car is negotiable if you are smooth about it. You'll often have a mileage limit which if you go over, you'll have to pay X amount for every extra mile you drive. If you plan to do a lot of driving, negotiate to raise the limit in your lease. Leasing might be a better deal than buying a new car, so check out both options before you make a move. One guy said it's hassle-free, you just plunk down a $300 deposit which gets rolled over into your next car, drive away a new car, make monthly payments at about half of what a new car would cost you, then 3 years later, simply trade it in for another new car. He said that at the end, if you had bought the car, you'd be stuck with a low-valued old car, so his conclusion is that leasing saves a lot of money. Leasing a car anywhere from 1 to 3 years may be an option worth considering to save hassles and money in the long run. You have to check with local leasing companies and do the math in comparison to buying a new car. Some companies like Japanese manufacturers offer low-priced leases because they want you to try their car and get hooked on it. The big deal about leases is the depreciation fee you pay when you give it back. They look it over and charge you a certain amount of money for wear and tear, so if you destroyed the car while you had it, you lose, but some people say that they save money on a lease over buying a new car. In most cases, you have the choice between a full maintenance where they take care of the maintenance for higher monthly rates than the no maintenance lease where you are responsible for the upkeep of the vehicle. There's also the option to buy the car or walk away from it at the end of the specified period. You may be able to use a lease as a tax deduction. The Consumer Leasing Act requires leasing companies to give you important information in writing before you sign a contract. Read the documents given to you by the leasing company and make sure you understand them before you sign anything. In particular, look for upfront costs, for example, security deposits, down payments, advanced payments and taxes. The terms of the payment plan. Termination costs, for example, excess mileage penalties, excessive wear and tear charges and disposition charges, and penalties for early termination or default. Read the agreement carefully. Look for the optional depreciation fee that might be there or might not. This is the clause that says you have to pay extra if the car is worth less at the end of the lease than the original estimate was. They do an inspection and assess a surcharge. Let's say the leasing company estimates the car will be worth $4,000 after 3 years of normal use. If you bring back the car in a condition that makes it worth only $3,500, you may owe a balloon payment of $500. The leasing company must tell you whether you may owe a balloon payment and how it will be calculated. You should also know that you have the right to an independent appraisal of the property's worth at the end of the lease. You must pay the appraiser's fee, however. A balloon payment is usually limited to no more than 3 times the average monthly payment. If your monthly payment is $200, your balloon payment wouldn't be more than $600 unless, for example, the property has received more than average wear and tear, for instance, if you drove a car more than average mileage. Closed-end leases usually have higher monthly payment than open-end leases, but there is no balloon payment at the end of the lease. Factory-subsidized leases, especially by the Japanese automakers, can be good deals because they want to get you as a customer and presume that if they treat you well, you'll keep coming back. Leases can have high upfront down payments and an acquisition fee that could go as high as $450 just for getting the lease. Haggle as you would buying a car. Shop around. Never take a lease that lasts longer than the warranty, wherein if it breaks, you pay to get it fixed and then turn it in at the end. Imagine if you had to pay a big bill like $1,000. About half of all leases end before the original term, so make sure you know what it will cost you if you terminate the lease early. There's usually a steep penalty. Some leases give you an annual mileage allowance like $12,000 and you have to pay them something like 15 cents for each mile you drive over and above that. When leasing a vehicle, your conventional auto insurance might not cover collision or theft totally, so the leasing companies offer you additional insurance called gap insurance for a few $100. Leasing used cars is starting to come into vogue. In some cases, it's better to exercise your option to buy a car rather than lease. All in all, sometimes what you pay for a lease for 3 or so years could pay for a new car. Low monthly payments are not the criteria for calculating a good deal. Calculate the total cost of the lease and compare it to the cost of the new car, then think about it. Try negotiating too. Car leasing resources. Leasesource.com, everything you need to know about leasing an automobile. Federal Trade Commission. Public Information Office. 6th and Pennsylvania Ave. NW. Washington, D.C. 20580. FTC.gov. Free booklet, A Consumer Guide to Vehicle Leasing. National Vehicle Leasing Association. NVLA.org. 310-838-3170. This trade group will send you free booklets about leasing a car plus their magazine called Vehicle Leasing Today. Car leasing websites. 1stcapitalsolutions.com. alg.com. autobytel.com, lease program. autosite.com/new/loanlse/calc.asp. autoeb.com/calculator. bbb.org/library/autolease.html. calcbuilder.com. carfinance.com. carlaw.net. carwizard.com. checkbook.org. consumerreports.org. creditcompliance.com. edmunds.com. federalreserve.gov/pub/leasing. financecenter.com/newautos.htm. freedomautoliasing.com. firstcorp.com. hellerfinancial.com. intellechoice.com. leasecompare.com. leaseguide.com. leasesource.com. leasetips.com. leasytrader.com. leasingnews.org. moneyminder101.com/leases. mrlease.com. swapolice.com.